Hey, you and I, why don't you and I go to a strip club? Actually, maybe why don't we not go to a strip club? Yes, this is the latest report reported by Polsat News, a Polish media organization, of gentlemen somewhat under the influence of alcohol who are tempted by temptresses, I guess, to go to strip clubs. Yes, yes. And apparently, whilst under the influence of alcohol and potentially, allegedly, under the influence perhaps of some other kind of drug that's been dropped into their drink, are then basically robbed blind or of their own free will, whilst under the influence, end up giving out their PIN number or paying for bottles of champagne that suddenly cost inordinate amounts of money. So the Polsat News report mentions a chap called Pan Piotr, so Mr. Peter, who says, I believe that they put something into my drink. I lost my consciousness. I wasn't sure what I was doing. They gave me the PIN terminal and I started to put in my PIN. And he lost a lot of money. As you can imagine, this has been reported to the authorities. But it's very tricky legally because unless the presence of a drug can be proved, then actually, as I understand it at least, whilst you're under the influence of alcohol, you're still essentially culpable for what you're doing, which means you're responsible. And if you choose of your own free will, whilst under the influence of alcohol, to buy a champagne bottle for 50,000 zloty or something, then that's your choice. So it's a sticky area. And I feel very sorry for anyone in this situation. Now, spiking drinks, if that is what's happened here, is something you see more and more of being reported of. And I have heard about cases of this in Poland before. So this is not a new story. If you've heard of someone, you can write down in the comments below. But what I would say is this: here's some public awareness stuff. So this is beyond me now. I'm a dad of two. Most of my time I spend in my little room, which I call my nerve center. So the place where I report the news, filter the news, go through the news report so you don't have to and tell you about it. I don't get out very often now, especially during COVID. And I've given up drinking, coming up actually on the 12-month celebration. So the chances of me being able to go undercover to report this story to you are a little small. I got to be honest with you. And frankly speaking, I don't have that much money in the bank account. So they'd probably be unhappy with me. But if you do happen to be, for example, a foreigner or someone visiting Poland on tourism, just use your noggin. Keep your eyes and ears about you. If someone extremely beautiful, no offense to you, you could well be a very, very attractive piece of work. But if someone really beautiful, Polish girl, comes up to you and starts to persuade you to come into a bar, you know the old saying, if it's too good to be true, then it probably isn't. It's not true. Don't go into that bar. Don't go in with a full bank account, at least. And this is obviously no joke, because having someone under the influence of alcohol and then under the influence of a spiked drink, you basically can do anything to them. But I understand it's this sticky area because of what you do. So this needs to be proved. And the national prosecutors office, Łukasz Łapczyński, has said that it looks like there is something to investigate here. Keep your eyes and ears about you. Tell other people and do report it to the police. If you wake up the next morning with a sore head and an empty wallet, don't let it go underreported, okay? You're not an idiot. You've been taken advantage of, and you should make sure that the people who do this are brought to your attention. So if you've heard about this story, right underneath here, I'd like to know if this is maybe, I've heard a couple of stories of this. It's been reported in the Polish press before. Keep your eyes and ears open, guys and girls. But in this case, mostly guys.